Hey guys, it's Tinker Taylor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon build series video. Today we have Voltorb. Oh, sorry, no, we have Electrode. Voltorb was yesterday. The reason why I'm getting confused is because I recorded that video like 10 minutes ago. No, we have Electrode, who is another spherical electric type Pokemon. Take a Pokeball with the red on the top and the white on the bottom, and flip it. And then just draw a little cartoon face, I guess. A little silly face. That's pretty much what this Pokemon looks like. Also, it kind of reminds me of, it's like a soft faded red. So it's kind of like maybe somebody has a really old Pokeball and they've just drawn a silly face on it upside down. But it also kind of gives me clown vibes. I don't know, it might just be like because clowns typically are portrayed as painting their face that really white color and then having the red nose, and this is kind of like that. So I ended up building this little house for a sad clown. Now the way I describe this house is it could be really lovely, but this clown is just too sad. He's just a sad little clown, and so he lives a sad little life. You know, he could definitely get nicer furniture. He could definitely improve the lighting. He could definitely... There's so many things that this guy could do to have a better life, and he just chooses to be sad. You know, like he's just leaning into the sadness. And I get sometimes some people are just sad, and that's okay. You don't have to be happy all the time. But this guy is just like perpetually sad. He's just always sad. He will never not be sad, and it's like it frustrates everyone who tries to get to know him because he's just sitting there like, I'm sad. Look at me, I'm sad. And that's pretty much it. Like, you know, there's a difference between like, okay, so something sad happened and I'm sad, but this guy is just like, you know, he could win the lottery and he would still be like, I'm so sad. Like, you know, okay, he'd probably be complaining about how he lives in a sad little house and he has a job that he doesn't like. You know, he doesn't like kids, but he works as a clown entertainer, and it's like, dude, you could make so many decisions to change your life. You know, like, you don't have to be a clown for kids. You could choose to be a clown who entertains at, I don't know, like, if you want to lean into that, like, sad clown, or like, you know, not necessarily sad clown, but if you want to do a different type of clown, you could be like a haunted house clown. Like, that's a thing. Some people are scared of clowns, and you could absolutely be a haunted house clown, and I feel like your life would be a lot better. Like, you'd be so much happier. But if you hate clowning that much, then why do you do it, you know? But you can't reason with this guy. He's just so sad and so miserable, and I don't understand why. But this is a character I've totally made up myself, so like, what I could totally have made him not so miserable, but it didn't fit the vibes. It didn't fit what I was thinking. So yeah, we ended up with sad clown, major sad clown. So yeah, I don't know, if you guys are interested, you could definitely download this build and make it less sad, I guess. Because, I don't know, you don't necessarily have to be a sad clown. Like, there are definitely clowns out there who love their jobs. I've seen a few clowns on social media. Some of them are, like, scary clowns, I guess. Some of them are just, you know, whatever. They'll go to sort of any sort of event. And, yeah, I'm not saying all sad are clowns. All clowns are sad. But this one is. He's a very sad clown because he's just a miserable guy for zero reason. Like, he could have absolutely a great life. But, you know, there's some people out there who are genuinely like that, and I do feel bad for them, who just, you know, no matter what, they just see the negative. And it can be very infuriating to deal with people like that, because you're like, there's so much good in this world. Like, there are so many things that are good in this world. There are so many things that you could adjust slightly and would be better. Like, for example, every afternoon, right as I start streaming, the sun shines directly in my eyes. Now, I have a few options. I could sit here and complain and be miserable. I could adjust, like move in my chair so that, yes, I'm sitting uncomfortable for a little bit, but it's only like 5-10 minutes until the sun moves. I could put a hat on. I could move my desk. Like, there's so many things that I could do to make it better, you know? But people who are just that sad, that's all they just focus on the fact that that's like a bad thing happening. And you know, again, I'm not saying you can't be sad over things. If there are sad things, you could be sad and annoyed and upset and frustrated at light being in your eyes. And it might not be because the light is in your eyes. It might just be there's so many other things going on that's like the one thing that just not breaks you, but drives you up the wall. And you know what? That's fine. Everyone has moments where they just need a break. They just need, like, things to go well for 5 minutes because things are already not going well, and you kind of focus on other things not going well, and it's hard to see the good when you're not feeling great. So I get it. I absolutely get it. Not everything is going to be perfect, but yeah, I definitely don't want to deal with people who just focus on the negative. Like, that's all they do. I've met people like that before, and it's very exhausting. But I've also met people who just focus on the good, and it's only good things that happen, and it's only positivity, and it's like, life's not always perfect and great. Like, sometimes there are bad things that happen in life, so like maybe we should have a middle ground, you know? Like, okay, yes, bad things can happen, but also yes, good things can happen, and let's pay attention to both, because that's the reality of the world, you know? Like, for example, my cat, she chooses to sleep on my desk. Now, I could be frustrated at the fact that, there's less desk space, that's frustrating and annoying and blah, blah, blah. But, like, why? It's so cute. She's right there. She stretches, she purrs, she makes these cute little sleeping noises, she twitches in her sleep. She does this horrific thing where she sleeps with her eyes open sometimes, and you can see her eyes twitching. But, like, I love her. I love being around her, and it makes me happy. And I could be frustrated that there's fluff everywhere. I could be frustrated that, again, like the space on my desk, I could be frustrated that sometimes when I'm trying to drink from my water, she tries to stick her head in the glass while I'm trying to drink from it. But, like, I like that. I mean, I don't want her to drink from my drink, but, like, I like having her around. I like her being there. It's special. It's nice, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. There's a time and place to allow the negative to be recognized, but there's also a time and place to be like, you know what? We can see a positive in this, you know? Like, you know, when I went away for a wedding a couple weeks ago, the internet was really, really bad, and the people I was with, some of them were like, where's the Wi-Fi password? What's the Wi-Fi? Can you tell me the Wi-Fi password? Where Wi-Fi? And they would just constantly be leaving everything we were doing as soon as possible just so they could get back on the internet. And I was like, but this is like such a beautiful time to just connect. You know, there's a few of them, they grabbed board games, and instead of playing with all of us, like, we were all happy to play together, they left and went and played the board games by themselves so that they could be on their phones as well. And it's like, how about let's take a moment to just enjoy ourselves, you know? I got knitting done. It's been so long since I've knitted. I did break one of my scarves that I was making. Luckily, I was pulling it apart and it was right at the end, so I can refix that, and that's fine. It is one that I've been working on for years. It's the first thing I ever knitted, and I keep pulling it apart. It's a really thin string yarn, and so it's really hard to, you know, take care of. So I'm just, like, I'm over it. I don't want to do it anymore, but I also kind of really love it. So I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna actually get it done, because otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna have this thing that isn't finished, and it's gonna bother me quite a bit. But anyway, yeah, long story short, I took the positives. You know, it's something as simple as I got to watch a kangaroo hop past the window. It's as simple as that. Now, you know, if you live somewhere a bit more rural in Australia, kangaroos, yeah, sure, you'll see them all the time. They're probably nothing special, nothing flash, but I don't live somewhere rural. I live in a suburb, and kangaroos don't hang out in suburbs. Not regularly. If you're like at a suburb that's on the edge, maybe, but I'm not quite. Yeah, I'm in a suburb where there's not kangaroos, basically, and it was just nice to see. Like it's yeah, cool. It's one of our animals. I could go to any petting zoo and see. I mean, not a petting zoo, but like pretty much all zoos have like a petting section where you can go in and feed and pat kangaroos. Like it's not that hard to see a kangaroo here. But yeah, it's nice. I enjoy seeing animals in their natural habitat just existing and doing their thing, and it's I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, look, at the end of the day, I do try and see the positive in the world. Obviously, I don't look at everything and go, oh yeah, everything's fine. Like it's all good. There's no bad things in this world, because I do know there are bad things in this world. I do know there are things that there's no matter what you look at, they're negative. It's I get that, and I try to be as realistic as possible, but also kind of a little bit more positive leaning. I'll try and put a positive spin on most things, because it's just nice to have good feelings, isn't it? Like, who wants to feel sad? Who wants to focus on negative energy, negative sadness, and whatever? Like, I can't really think of any other example, but yeah, basically I want to feel good, and I want other people to feel good. So, yeah. Obviously, if people want to talk about, like, these are the bad things that are happening and I just want to get it off my chest, I'll 100% listen. I'm not going to jump in and be like, well, actually, look at the positives here. Like, no, you clearly want to talk about something. I'm going to let you talk. And when it's appropriate, we can go back to talking about good things, I've had people whose family members have passed away, and I've just let them speak and let them, deal with those emotions, and it's really good to let them deal with that, because we all have our own grieving process, and a lot of the time I will ask if they want to talk about that person, what they were like, because then they just get to talk about memories and things that they're going to miss and enjoy, like they did enjoy that they're going to miss, and it does help with the grieving process. And you know what, if this person's like, at the end of the day, they were actually quite horrible, but I still miss them, they're able to express how they feel with zero judgment, with zero, forced positivity, like, oh, they're in a better place. Like, I'm sure that they are in a better place. I'm sure that they're not in pain anymore, but I don't think that's what people really want to hear when they're dealing with loss. So, yeah, it's definitely be positive when it's relevant, when it's needed, when it's necessary. If someone's like, I feel like I'm not having fun and there's nothing good in my life, then you can be like, okay, well, do you have pets? Like, yeah, I have pets, and do you love and appreciate them? Do you like spending time with them? Actually, yeah, they're pretty good. Well, there you go. Like, I know life is tough, and there's lots of bad things going on, but you do have something good in your life. And, look at your pet. They love you so much. When I'm sad, Macy definitely helps me feel better, because, she just comes up and snuggles me and lays on me, and she makes sure I get up. I mean, yes, she makes sure I get up to feed her, but she still makes sure I get up, and I have to stretch, I have to walk, and usually when I feed her, I used to always make myself a cup of tea after I fed her, but now I'm sleeping in a little bit, but she'll come back and ask for cuddles, and then when we get up again, then I'll go make myself a cup of tea. So it's like, I'm still, she's, it doesn't matter how tough life is going at the moment, like, there's lots of things going on and whatever, she's always there to make things better, and that's what I love about her. She's just so, like, she just gives me extra purpose, and I love that she's just so sweet and so kind and so silly. Like, we'll be playing with her toys, and she'll be jumping and chasing around this little octopus on a string, and just absolutely going crazy. It's the cutest thing ever, and it makes me smile, and I think that's what's important, is focusing on the things that make you smile. So yeah, I just just want you to know if you are going through a tough time, if you are struggling, or you know, things are just not going the way you want them to, it's okay to feel sad about that. You know, give yourself a little bit of time to focus on it. Not focus on it, but to accept it. And then, you know, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and we got this, you know? I won't lie to you guys. There's moments in the past week or so where I've definitely been struggling with a lot of different things, and I've cried a few times this week, but I always, you know, I let myself cry, I let myself have my moment, I let myself feel my feels, and then I get up, I'll go have a shower, I'll go wash my face, I'll go have a big drink of water, and maybe even a nap. And then after that, you know, okay, well, cool, we've had that moment, we've let it all out, we've you know, felt the feels, and now we're gonna look at what we can do to make things better, or how to feel better, and just work through whatever it is that's making me not happy. So yeah, it's definitely something. You're allowed to feel sad, but the whole long and the short of this, the reason why we got to this part here is because the guy who lives here just feels his sad. He only does that, and he just wants everyone to pity him, and I couldn't be someone who would just want people to pity me. Like, I don't like pity. If you want to help me, sure, you know, from the goodness of your heart, whatever. But I just don't get people who all they want is pity. Like, attention, sure, I get that. Everybody deserves a little bit of attention and love and care and whatnot. That's cool, fantastic. And I do get why some people are loud or attention seeking or things like that, and it's because, again, they just want some attention. So again, I get that, I respect that. But yeah, people who, like, my life is so bad, give me all the attention because of it, it's like, your life can be bad, but that doesn't mean you deserve all the attention all the time, and that doesn't mean everybody needs to look at you. And again, I'm not talking to any of you. It's this clown. Quite literally, he is a clown. That's his job. His profession, his career is clown. But yeah, this clown is very much. He's just like, he acts like he doesn't want attention, but he does, but he doesn't, and he's just so sad and miserable. And you know, somebody just needs to give him a hug and tell him to pull his bootstraps up. Some people just need the hug, but this guy definitely needs to be told, dude, like, here's a hug. Take a deep breath. You're okay. Now let's keep going from here. That's what this guy needs, because, yeah. I mean, he's a character I made up in my head. I know what he needs. He's not real. He's not based on anyone. I don't actually know anyone like this clown. I do know people, I say people, I do know at least one person in my life who has or was a clown. And they're not like this at all. Absolutely not. So if you do hear this, and you are that person, please know I'm not talking about you. Absolutely not. You are like the complete opposite. So yeah, look. It's just this little character I thought would go well with this Pokemon, really. Even though the Pokemon does have a little bit of a smile, but I feel like maybe the smile is like old, like it used to be there. That's an old photo, and that's why like the red is really faded. I don't know, I just make up characters in my head when I build, and it makes no sense at all, but at the end of the day, it helps me build better, because I do have this little character in my mind of, okay, I'm going to be building for this person, and this is what it's going to look like. So yeah, I don't know, if you guys are struggling with building, I definitely recommend that, because I find it so much easier to build for a pretend little character I have in my mind. But yeah, I mean, we're pretty much at the end of this video here. So if you guys have enjoyed my random rambling, and you want to see more videos like this, more builds like this, if you want to hear me ramble about the most random things possible, definitely make sure to subscribe down below. I do come out with a video pretty much every single day. It's just not like, February, I only do 26 builds. Every other month I build every day. February, I do something called the A to Z challenge, where I do a new build every day for each letter of the alphabet, and then the last couple of days, I don't do any building whatsoever. Well, I mean, I do building, I just don't do any videos. I kind of do that in my own time to try and get ahead. But yeah, if you are interested in seeing that, that's a CC challenge, but this is no CC. But yeah, we're pretty much at the end here. So like I said, if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.